Jack is 14 years old and he'll be getting ready to go into the 8th grade at Riverside Junior High this coming year. So a year away from high school. There are still some questions, certainly for us and for him, as to what he'll struggle with. Jack is really shy at first, but once you get to know him, he is super inquisitive. He's got a great sense of humor. We've talked a little bit about his plans after high school. We just kind of have talked about them in general terms. I definitely always wanted to have that on his radar screen.
Well, I think I want to work with computers and work for Apple.
We have to plan for anybody. So, when they're little, what do you see their interests? What are their strengths? What do they gravitate toward? What seems to really catch their interest? Because usually whatever we're interested in, we're going to be good at.
One of the things that we'll have to think about down the road, if we get to the point that we feel like Jack is going to make a diploma, one of the things that we'll have to look at are the different types of diploma. I'm guessing that we'll probably be looking at the general diploma, but there are 3 different types of diplomas. And so there's the honors diploma, the Core 40 diploma, and the general diploma, and differing requirements for each of those. Jack, in his situation, he's got cerebral palsy and uses a wheelchair. He's got some fine motor difficulties, and so we've talked about just even the academic part, but also focused on some of just daily living skills and things like that, thinking about independent living after school is out, and I've asked lots of questions. And I think that that's one of the challenges for parents who have a child with disability. And we have to work on, if we're not going to have that done at school, then we're the ones that are going to, at home, have to go out and do the grocery shopping and include him in that. And learning how to manage money and budget and prepare food and do household chores. So even at the beginning, we started having to do a little trade-off as to how much are we going to focus on this or on the therapies and other things as opposed to the academic. And we made a choice that, as long as Jack can continue on with academics, we're going to, and keeping up with our support and support at school, then we're going to continue with that.
You really have to look at what the student needs. That's what it's about, because we can offer people support, but if it's not in the area that they need it, we're really not supporting them. We want to give people what they need, not what we want them to have.
I took a class that was like family and consumer science, and it was like, and you got to like cook and do a bunch of different stuff and like learn about cooking and stuff. I did it with like some of the people that were like, kind of more like me, or like struggling with that type of thing.
I think we'll look at lots of things, and I think that's really important, that I remind myself to keep an open mind and think a little bit outside the box. We have to think about, as we have done all along in his 14 years, what will work for him and what will work for us, and how can we make this possible. When he wants to do something, we try to follow his interests, and how can we make this possible so that he can be successful.